Hi, this is Alex with Semco, Florida. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 4 different finishes that can be used with the Semco resurfacing system. First is the Colorbond system, next Polish Bond, then the natural grain system, and then finally we'll go over the ADA safety surface. So let's jump into the Colorbond system. So what the Colorbond system is a monochromatic finish. So you basically have the same color throughout the surface. Again, whether this is on floors, walls, countertops, you have a more uniform finish. Now it's not a totally dead flat color. It still is going to have some light movement to give it some character and have it a natural look, but it is overall going to be a consistent finish. The way they get this final finish is when you trowel things, you tend to get a movement effect. Just by burnishing a material with a trowel, you'll see some lighter and darker colors. So after the troweling work's done and you have your finished shape, whether it be on a floor or a wall, say, there's going to be a step where you do a stain over the entire surface to get it more consistent. That stain could be really any color. The color is not what's as important. It's how consistent you want it to get. So if it's just one pass of the stain, it's going to still maintain some of that original trowel movement. So where if you do 2, 3, 4, 5 passes with the stain, it's going to get more and more consistent. So that's a Colorbond finish. Next is the polished bond finish. So what the polished is basically what the name states, is you get a polishing effect that comes from the trowel or another material called the microbond material. And so say you're going for like a gray, like a dark gray. When the polished bond finish is completed, you're going to see some lighter and some darker, all in that same hue or color family as the original color, but you're going to see some movement. And this is where you get kind of polished concrete effects or Venetian effects, whether it be in that gray or it could be in yellow, purple, pink, blue. It's not the color that's critical, it's that interplay of light and dark that's achieved by the burnishing of the trowel. Now the next finish is called the natural grain finish. And what that is you have the Semco format, whether it be on a smoother surface, a more textured surface, and after the Semco stone is applied, you'll then put a clear pre-stain down, that's sprayed down, and then on top of that will be a colored pre-stain. So before that initial pre-stain dries, the colored pre-stain is applied over it, and then as that dries together, you get this leathering effect. So it's a really cool look, a really high-end, expensive look. The one thing to note about the natural grain finish is you cannot do it on the wall. And the reason why is if you spray that pre-stain, which is basically a water consistency, on the wall, it's just going to drip down and you're not going to get that cool separation effect. The fourth finish is called the ADA safety surface. And unlike the rest of the finishes I described, which are either troweled or the colors created with a stain, this is where you use a hopper gun. And a hopper gun is a product used in texturing, like wall texturing. If you've ever seen a knockdown finish with drywall, they'll shoot the mud on the wall with a hopper gun and then take a trowel and knock it down. So unlike that procedure, this is where the X-Bond system is sprayed through a hopper gun, and you get these small little particles that come out and they'll land on the surface, be it a floor surface or wall surface. And once those dry, that's then sanded down, and you get really, really nice texture. And the reason why you would want this texture, other than for an aesthetic look, would be to have a high slip coefficient. This is used on pool decks, inside shower stalls, across walkways, over exterior tile. Say if you're refinishing exterior tile that was once slippery, this could be sprayed on top of it to give you a high slip coefficient that's also relatively easy to clean. So thanks for listening. Please subscribe or leave any questions or comments below.